I had gotten a call that there was a little pup in need, and if you know me, you know I hopped right in my car to head over to the vet to scoop him. This little guy, Wilbur, was at the local shelter with over 700 other dogs, and he is a medical case, and they did not have the resources to deal with that and treat his issues and get him the help he needed. So he was pulled by an amazing rescue and some friends of ours, Mythological Dogs. They do incredible rescue work and advocate for rescue dogs on social media. So little Wilbur had been pulled from the rescue and saved, and then was at the vet undergoing some treatment and just getting evaluated for all of his medical needs, and he seemed to really be struggling there. He was showing some issues with his back leg that was not apparent when he was pulled from the rescue, started while he was at the vet, and so basically just wanted to get him out of there and into a home setting where they could really see what was going on with him and help him get settled in. He came in and was a completely different dog than he was at the vet, bouncing around, being so goofy and so silly. I don't think he had seen a toy before. He was kind of confused. But like I said, just such a different dog. He seemed so happy and grateful to be out of there. Wilbur is a young pup. It was originally thought that he was around 8 or 9 months old. Now they're thinking more like a year or so, but still very young. As you can see, his skin is in horrible condition. He also had a lot of hair loss and was very crusty and super itchy. He's pretty underweight. Definitely had been starved for some time. You can see him here doing a little rub on my couch, and just from that one little quick moment, so much came off of his body, so I cannot imagine how uncomfortable that must have been. All the little Wilbur sprinkles. He also has a horribly done ear crop. His ears are completely uneven and also were cut into different shapes. So definitely not a good job there, and his ears were pretty yeasty and needed to be cleaned out. Overall, unfortunately, he was just really terribly bred. They believe he has some hip issues and just some joint issues overall due to bad breeding and genetics. And then he also does have a cleft lip, so his little tooth sticks out. But Wilbur is not letting any of these things get him down. He is celebrating his second chance at life and new beginnings. He doesn't really seem to run. He hops, which is adorable. I couldn't get enough of it. Because he had been starved for a while, got him on a slow feeder so that he's not eating too quickly. And also I was just very careful to do lots of small meals more often. When you have a dog that comes in pretty underweight and malnourished, you definitely don't want to go too quickly, giving them all the food they want, even though that's hard. Of course, we would love to just spoil him and give him everything. Dogs can get very sick from that and potentially even pass away. So slow and steady it is for Wilbur. This is him getting his medication. He was such a good boy about his medicine. I had to really get it far back in there because of his cleft lip. Otherwise, the medicine would just drip out the hole. You can see here how just unbelievably itchy he was. He kind of couldn't stop rubbing on everything and headbutting into me to get his itches scratched. Thankfully, his skin issues are not contagious to humans or other dogs, so that wasn't a worry, just worried about getting him feeling better. Definitely wanted to get a medicated bath in as soon as possible to hopefully give the little guy some sort of relief. I was absolutely shocked at his behavior in the bath. This is his first ever bath at my house. And I'm guessing he was not getting bathed very regularly wherever he came from before this, but he was so good and chill. And it was time to give Wilbur some much-deserved cozy rest. My morning routine with Wilbur consisted of a good bit of cleaning. With his skin issues, I just wanted to keep everything very fresh and clean for him so that he wasn't sitting in piles of his own skin crust. And always just easier to stay more organized and on top of things and feel settled when everything is clean. So I had this mat out for him on the floor to help keep things cleaner, but also to give him a little bit more grip where he does have some potential joint issues, that he wasn't slipping and sliding around on the wood floor. And making sure to change his bedding at least once a day because you can see how gross it would get. So lots of laundry to keep everything fresh. And then there was a million towels always to wash too from his medicated baths or just giving his body a little bit of a wipe down. He went out on this little grass pad that I got to try on the balcony. The outside was a bit scary for Wilbur, and with his joints, don't want him going up and down stairs, doing lots of long walks, so this worked out perfectly. And then you see me doing his morning meds. He had some pills and then this liquid. Once again, just everything he was so good about and so well behaved for. He wouldn't fight it. In general, I feel like my dishwasher is always filled with dog items, but having multiple dogs, even more so. And then this is his kibble that would soak for the day to get it nice and soft. You can see here, he already made so much progress with the one bath. And then we would just hang out. I would do some emails, or at least attempt to do some emails, because this adorable little face is pretty distracting, I do have to admit. But he was happy as long as he was getting some scratches. I mean, like, come on. Just look at him. I can't. I named this Dino Mode. Wilbur would go full-blown Dino Mode when he was feeling extra silly and goofy with mouth fully open, and I would just be hysterical the whole time, which I think just egged him on even more. He loved a performance. It's so crazy to look at a dog like this and then to see his personality come out, because I feel like his outside completely did not match his inside at all. On the outside, you could truly see how much he had been through. His body was really struggling. Some people said he even looked like a little old man, but on the inside was just this crazy, silly puppy that loved life. And in addition to just loving life in general, I quickly discovered that Wilbur absolutely loved the sun. Like, I don't think I can explain it. He was fully obsessed. All he wanted to do was go out and bask in the sunshine. And it was just the sweetest thing ever. He deserved it. When you first have a new dog, I know it's a gut reaction to want to take them everywhere, have them see everything, do kind of everything that they've missed out on and show them off. But realistically, a lot of what we did, especially this first week, was kind of just this. Any dog, and especially a dog that's gone through what Wilbur has, needs time to decompress. You kind of get to know their personalities and their different quirks from a safe space, like inside your home, inside maybe just a room or two, and then go from there of what they can handle. Plus, a dog like this is going to just need a lot of time to simply sleep and rest and catch up. I also find it very important to leave these dogs to be by themselves sometimes safely in the crate to help with preventing any sort of separation anxiety. It's important for any dog to have their alone time, and it's something good to get used to. So we actually headed off to a little event hosted by the rescue that saved Wilbur. And Wilbur didn't tag along because I thought that it might be a little bit too much for him. He wasn't super comfortable outside of my apartment yet, and it was good practice for him to relax and have some time alone. And then we were still able to go and show our support and meet some cutie little pups. And Wilbur stayed happy and secure and safe the whole time. I definitely got lucky too that Wilbur happens to just be amazing in the crate. I decided, of course, that it was critical to introduce Wilbur to a bunch of 2000s classic music. Definitely got into his feels with some Rihanna here. I had to mute the clip because I don't want YouTube to get mad at me and give me a copyright for music, but just picture it. He's vibing. Like, obviously, he thought he was in his own little music video, but I think Justin Bieber was definitely his favorite. And because I am just completely obsessed with this guy and I'm a crazy dog person, I pretty much documented every moment together. So I have lots more Wilbur memories and moments to share with you all that I will include in a part 2 video, but hopefully this little guy brought a smile to your face. I will leave the handle of Laurel and Rob, mythological dogs who saved Wilbur, along with the rescue that saved him, in the description below so you can give them some love. As always, thank you so much for following along on our journey.